So good morning. I'm not sure whether it's raining or fog, but I've definitely driven up into the clouds. I've come out in the van this morning for a little trip up the road. I'm only a few miles away from home, but I had to get out and I had to come and take a few photographs. Now, I checked all the apps last night and I weren't sure what was going on. There was a slight variation driving up the road, and it's only a few miles up the road from me. Driving up the road, it was dead clear. But when I started to approach this area, which is the Sandstone Trail up at Bukley Hill, yeah, I've driven up into some fog, and I've just got out and I just took a photograph literally straight outside the van across the field of a minimalistic tree in the fog. I just like it. I like the fence at the bottom and the tree in the middle, and yeah, I quite liked it. So I took that, and then I've come over to the sign to do a bit of B-roll to tell you where I am. And it's raining, so anyway, I've got my raincoat on, probably properly Gore-Texed up. I've got my big tripod out, which makes a change. I haven't had that out for a while. So I'm going to take a walk. I've got my head torch on, but the light is coming up. Sunrise is probably in about the next 15 minutes, I think, half an hour maybe. I'm going to walk up into the woods, Bukley Woods, and yeah, this mist might be quite nice. You might be able to find a couple of images that I've seen in the past and never been able to get. So yeah, let's go for a walk. Have a little bit of a foggy adventure this morning, or rainy, one of the two. But I'm out. It's sunrise, what we haven't got. No people around. It's quiet. I can hear the sounds of the countryside, the birds and different things out in the wilderness, and yeah, the sound of raindrops. I'll speak to you in a bit when I find an image, and yeah, we're going to get something this morning, definitely. I'm out of breath, I am. I've just been walking up this little bit of a hill and I'm pooped. But it's so quiet. All I can hear is the birds, the pheasants. I saw a pheasant just now walking through the woods. But all I'm really concentrating on is trying to find a tree. There's so many trees in the woods. So many trees in the woods. My favourite tree's gone. Used to be just down there. Last time we came, it had snapped in half. It definitely looks different to what I normally see this place in, because it's either autumn or spring. And yeah, I've never really seen it in the fog. It's been an ambition to see this place in the fog. Now I'm here, it's made it difficult, because there's lots of things that look okay, but trying to pick the one that looks good is quite difficult. There's so many trees in this little woodland that I like, you know, but it's just, yeah, this is going to be harder than I thought. I'm at the top now, so I'm going to have a look. It's a bit clearer up in this bit, so we might be able to find something in the slightly clearer patches. Oh, don't walk into that fence. There's a pathway to get through the fence here. So yeah, this is where I am. Bukley Hill, Bukley Wood, or Bukley, however they pronounce it. And this looks completely different in the fog, completely. Just have a look behind me, look at this. How cool is that? Right, concentrate time. Turn you off, find a tree. One tree? in this. Right, so I've got an image set up and I've had to undo my coat a little bit because I'm getting rather warm. I've got two coats on, I'm taking my gloves off and I've taken my hat off, if you've noticed. I've got an image set up, pretty simple image. I didn't really walk further than when I spoke to you last. I just wanted to get a couple of shots because I think the mist is going to go as quick as it's came, or as quick as it's here, it's gone. And it's already lifting a little bit since I've set the camera up. I've already taken the images because I had to be quite quick because I thought the mist was moving. I just liked, I don't know if you can see it on there, I just like those couple of trees back there. They've got a bit of a shape to them, a little bit of character to them. But I'm going to just put my video on the camera because I wanted to show you something. This is about fine tuning. So I'm going to hit play, and what you can see in front is I've got a tree here. I've got this twisty tree and this twisty tree, and I just like the fact that the recession going in. I think I was slightly wider. I'm not keen on this branch coming in this corner, but it's not a lot I can do about it. And there's also a tree on this side that you can see if I just turn the camera slightly that I had to keep out. But what I'm on about fine tuning is, if you look and watch this tree and the one behind it, before I was sort of here, and you can see the way this tree is blended into this tree there, and I wasn't keen on that, so I had to move my camera, pick it up and actually physically move it until I got to there, somewhere about there. Now I know the camera's not level because I've just put it on the tripod. Let's just loosen it off for you so I can move it around. So I had to move it somewhere around there, zoom in a little bit to get rid of the tree on the right hand side, and I ended up something like that. So I've now got a gap in between there. I can see this twisty tree in the fog, this one, and there was a little bit of more fog just now, but I just like the three trees leading you down into this little patch down there. So yeah, a little bit of fine tuning goes a long way when you're trying to get a shot. And oh, I'm not sure if the mist is just drifting back in again. And I think what I'll do, just out of interest, I'm at f5.6. I'm going to focus on the tree in the middle because I think that's the most important one. And I'm going to hit the shutter and take another shot of the one I've just taken, literally by moving the camera around and showing you. And I'll also take one at f8 just to make sure I've got a bit more depth in it. But there's a little bit of light just poking through the tops of the trees, just lighting the browny sort of dead foliage on the ground, and it's quite a nice, it's actually quite a nice misty shot, that. Quite like that. I just like the way the three trees are going into the misty one in the background. Right, I'm going to walk forward now and see if I can find something else. I don't know if it's mist coming or my glasses. No, it's definitely getting thicker again, definitely. Cool. So I'm definitely liking this. I'm definitely liking these conditions. I've only walked, God, I don't know, 50 feet, 50 yards, and the tree that was in the background before is now in the foreground. This nice big, whatever it is, tree. I'm not into trees and, you know, all that sort of thing, but I just love this dead bit at the bottom, the way it V's out to two. Now I've got two options on this one. One is the first shot I'm going to show you, with the tree on the left-hand thirds, splitting up, going up into the misty canopy, and there's a tree on the right hand side. We've also got a little bit of a twist in the fog, and I really like that. I'm just going to drop it down to 5.6, take another one, and then slightly to the left, let's just take that. Now slightly to the left, if I just move my camera just slightly, let's just show you what I'm doing on the video. If I move my camera just slightly round this side, there's another shot there. Now the tree's on the right hand side and I've got these branches there. So I'm not sure which is best, but I'm definitely taking them both because I just wanted to see which one I prefer when I get back. I'm not sure whether I think the first one, I think you'll agree that the first one is probably the best one. Yeah, looking at it now, I definitely think the first one is the best one with the tree on the left hand side, but let me know in the comments, tell me what you think. f5.6, ISO 160, camera's on a tripod so it's not moving, nothing's moving, perfectly still, not a breath of air. And there's that pheasant again. Okay, so I'm quite excited. Secretly inside. This is amazing. There is definitely a shot here, and this could be one of them ones I've wanted to get for a long time. Just look at the green glowing on that branch, on the trunk. It's a bit chaotic, but there's a tree fallen behind it and it mutes it, and I just really like that. I really like this a lot. But how do we shoot it? How do we capture the best? Is it from this angle? Is it from this angle where it's leaning over? I don't know. Is it from this angle, maybe leaning into that, like I say, the dead canopy that's dropped behind it, and you've got two trees there. The mist is just disappearing a little bit, so I might have to be quick, but I'll get a couple of shots, and if the mist rolls back in again, then I'll switch it back on. But I just don't want to miss the opportunity of this soft light, and all the dead leaves behind at the bottom of it. Let me set the camera up. So I started up with the camera quite high, looking straight at it, and I think that works quite nicely. It's so easy to expose for this because it's so muted. It's really nice. Now, I took one and I had both trees in it, and I'm not sure both trees work, so I'm just trying to get another one. I'm going to put both trees. It's like a beech tree and a fallen tree behind it. I like the whole general scene, but I'm not so sure it works as good as the plain one on its own. And it's so nice having my tripod out, having the camera 7 foot in the air is really cool. But yeah, I think the tree on its own just works nicely. That's quite nice as well. Let's take that one. It's the trunk's in the centre, and it's leaning over to the right. Now I know it kind of leads you out the frame, but you've got this spiky tree in the background. It sort of holds your attention. You sort of look beyond the tree. But I think when that's muted down, I think that's going to be quite a nice shot. I could even get rid of the canopy a little bit and keep some of the leaves in the bottom a bit more. I don't care how many shots I take. It's not about getting that perfect shot. It's about getting a few shots that are really nice, and the perfect one should be in there somewhere. So I'm never too bothered about taking extra few shots. I'm really not. I've just spotted something on the floor. I wonder what it is. It looks dark, and oh, it's one of them. I wonder what that was. Look at that. One of them big tree funguses. I just tipped it over. Didn't know what it was, but that's rock hard, that is. Great big tree fungus. It's obviously come off one of these trees somewhere. Good job it didn't hit me on the head. It's right hard. Right, now I'm going to try and get round the other side of it now. Get the camera set up, and we'll try that one as well. Ooh, exciting. Not working quite as well from this side. I've had to move the camera around again, and I will try and show you what it is I was doing on the camera. If I switch my video back over, I'll see if it would just make any difference if I can hit the video for you. Right, so what I tried to do originally is I had the camera up high, Now, I know I'm wiggling the camera because I've got it on a tripod, but if you look at the join of the two greens, you can see the two green branches are joining. So by bringing it down lower, I'm splitting this gap sort of there. And then I had the other option, again the camera's loose, I had the other option, I've got a tree over this side that I tried to get rid of. So I've moved the camera around and I set it up sort of here to try and get rid of this tree on the side and just have these two leaning over. Then I brought it down a little bit more. I think it was a little bit wider as well, something like that. So I had these bits in the foreground, but I think they're stopping you in the image. But I've taken it anyway and just see how that works. But I'm not overly convinced by that one. I think it works better over there. And the mist is drifting back in again a little bit. So it's coming and going. It's definitely coming and going. This one looks quite nice. Quite like this. So I wonder if I can get further back away from it, mute the background out by misty, because the closer you get, the less mist there is. So you need to move further away and maybe even put a zoom lens on. I'm using the 16 to 55. So I might go further back and put my zoom lens on and see what that looks like, if you can get a clearing through the gap of the trees. Right, okay. So let's move on. Let's try and find another shot. Just stopped at this part. Did this in another video, didn't I? See all these nice greeny lines and shapes. Did that in another video some time ago. Can't remember what the video was about, but might be worth you checking out. The fog is not quite thick enough at the moment, and yeah, it's a bit of a shame really. Well, it's not a shame. It's not a shame at all. Ah, there's a tree. There's a tree. There's lots of trees. But there's a tree that's got character. Let's head towards this one. You know me, it's going to make this video a long one. We might as well make it a long one, aren't we? Let's, I don't want to head too close, because the closer I get, the thinner the fog gets. Ooh. But there's quite a nice tree. That one there. Whichever one I'm looking at. Between these two, whichever one it is. Where are we? It's up there. That's quite a nice tree. It's got nice character, nice twists and gnarly bits around it. And I'm heading up to the top of the hill, and I think there's a couple of good ones at the top of the hill if the fog's still in. I'm just listening to the peace and quiet. One runner come past, that's all I've heard this morning. Yeah, let's see if I can do something with this one. I do quite like that. I do quite like that one. Well, I'm being attacked by a tree at the moment because I've got my head in the tree, trying to get the camera a little bit further back. Changed my idea, changed my composition. I looked at the first tree, which is the one in the distance, and I've settled up on the one in the foreground. And as I was moving the camera around, let me just go over to video for you so you can see what I was doing. Let's have a look. So, as I was moving my camera around, you can see I started off something like this. I had these two trees, which I quite like. I quite like these two trees together. But as I was moving the camera around and having a look, I slid it around, and then when I got to about there, I was happy. I like this tree on the right hand side. The branch is leading over to the left, so it's leading you over into the frame. Then you've got this nice thin twig of a tree there, which sort of stops your eye drifting out any further. I think the composition was a bit further back like this, so it comes in, drifts you over, and you've got this one that's stopping you, but it takes you sort of into that mist, and you're sort of looking around in the scene back there to see if there's anything going on. So yeah, I think that works quite well. And another one I'm quite pleased with. I do like these nice foggy conditions, and it almost works quite nice as a 6x9, 16x9 wide angle sort of shot. And some of them I might crop down anyway. I might crop them to make them wide angle, but I do like this little area just here. There's a few trees that look quite nice, and I need to get my head out of the tree because it's poking me in the ear. Yeah, I do like these up here, so I'm gonna have a mooch around these couple, because there's definitely, you can see that there's definitely a couple of twisty, gnarly trees. I just think I need to get in a different position to try and make the best of them. I like the idea of the slope as well. As you can see, I've got this slope beside me, so I like this idea of this slope. So yeah, I'm going to make my way up the bank this side, so I'm looking with a slope in the background to see if that works. I think it'll be all right. I'm going to get another couple more. Oh, loads of shots this morning. I do love mornings like this where I can just chill out, relax, and take it all in. Take loads and loads of photographs. Got to be one for the calendar for next year, isn't there, in here? So definitely another difficult one to set up this. I'm trying to get the left hand top corner branch. I'm trying to get this left hand top corner branch in this corner of the image, but I can't. If I go too far up, I get the sky in it. Let's just loosen her off and I'll show you. If I go too far up, I'll get the sky in it, and I don't want that patch of sky, it's a bit bright. If I go too low, mind you, low works. I might be able to use that branch coming in. I just lose a bit of this canopy up in the top end there, and I can't go too far to the right because there's a tree over on the right hand side on that side. So it's quite hard to get this balance just right, but it'll all come good in the end once I've got the shot exactly where I want it. But it's quite a difficult one to get that just right. I think it looks better actually as a. It might look better as a 16x9, and then I can get that crop right in that bottom corner. But the lovely muted background is just absolutely stunning. Really like the muted background. I love the way the canopy and the branches come over the image. It might make a slightly narrower crop. Yeah, now I've seen it on the video, it might work. But that's a really lovely tree, that one. Really nice. They're all lovely trees. Do like trees. Must be my age, and they've got character. This one here is a bit nice and twisted. Just had another lady dog walker walk through, so obviously people are starting to get up now. But and I can hear a woodpecker. Fantastic, beautiful. Did you hear that? They must have some rock solid heads, haven't they, them woodpeckers? That's amazing. Love stuff like that. I'll see if I can get my sound recorder and see if I can get a sound of him for you. All sorts of noises going on around me now. As soon as I talk, they stop. Oh, there's all sorts of bird noises, crazy. Right, I've got another shot. Coming closer, whoever he is. I've got another shot, but I'm not sure if it works. Now, I talked about fine tuning. I've moved up the bank, I've moved down the bank. Let's see if I can show you what I'll tell you what, I'll take a shot. Let me take this first, and I'll explain that I'm not sure whether it works or not. Let me put my video on for you, and I'm gonna take my camera off the tripod. So, I've tried to move the camera around, and I've moved up and down to try and get this shot in position. And everywhere I go, I've got lines and things in the way, and I couldn't quite get the position quite right until I get it back on the tripod. And once it's back on the tripod, I can sort of home it in a bit more and get it a bit more stable. Now, I like certain parts of the image. I like this tree down in the background, but I don't like this branch coming in front of it. I like this tree on the right hand side. I'm not keen on this one here, but it does sort of circulate you into the image. But I do like the trees as they lead you down into the image, so that's what I quite like, if I can get it to work or not, that is. And if I darken the screen down, as you can see, it gets quite moody. You're a noisy bugger. It's a pheasant. I can see him now over in the distance. Obviously the pheasants are out, it's that time. So yeah, I quite like the image, albeit a busy image. And again, I think it looks quite nice in the 16:9 crop as well. But it's just a lot of branches. You can see there's a lot of branches all intersecting. But I think if I tone it down, I could even go a bit wider. If I tone it down and make it a little bit more muted, it might work. I just like that busyness of all these twisted trees and all these big branches. But this one here behind me, that you might have noticed already, this one here behind me has caught my eye, which is why I'm trying to sort of get up onto this bank. But yeah, it's really good. So let's make this the last one for this video, and I may end up making another video while I'm out, but I do like this big oak, I don't know what it is, this big thick trunk tree, but the camera's gone up really high again, and yeah, I'm not sure how well it works. I might even try it at 4.5, see if I can mute the background out. But just like the big V in it, and there's a bit of a gnarly tree behind it. Most of the shots I've shot today are on 5.6, a couple of them on 6.4. But when you look through the trees, see, I'm looking through here now, and I'm just seeing the glow of the greens on the top of that, and that's what I'm trying to try and capture, that glowy green colour. This big gnarly one's got it as well, but maybe from the other side. Maybe if I get the other side of this tree, see the big V, if I get the other side of the tree looking back this way, that might work. But I've lifted the camera up high to try and eliminate as much of the sky as possible, because we don't want that bright canopy. We want to tilt it down and lose that canopy from above it. Now I know you're quite a wide angle lens looking at me, but it's quite nice. So yeah, I'm going to mooch around the woodland a bit more. I mean, no great rush to get back. I've got some gardening to do when I get back. Took my shed down, so I've got to do some gardening now and repair the gates and the fence. So yeah, I'll have another half hour or so walking around here. I'm going to have a scout up that end as well, see if there's anything up there. But yeah, what a cracking morning. I needed this, definitely needed this. So yeah, enjoy this last image, and please let me know in your comments what you think, because I do ask advice sometimes, you know, what image you prefer, and I would like to know. And I'll take the harsh comments. I really don't mind the harsh stuff. I'll only learn by making mistakes, and I'll only learn by you guys pointing out things to me, and I'm not ashamed of hearing them. I really would like to know if you think I should have done this or I should have done that, what would have helped, because woodland photography is definitely not my thing. So yeah, please do leave a comment, and like I say, I'm happy to hear the negatives as well. Don't always give me positives. Positives don't help anybody. if everything's good, you've got no way of improving. If there's bad stuff in there, I can improve on it. So yeah, hopefully a little bit of fine tuning for you. Tried to point that out, you know, just move the camera left and right or up and down a little bit just to try and make that composition work a bit better. And check out my basics, my photography for basics as well, beginner basics. I've done a few stuff on aperture and shutter speeds and stuff like that, just some simple Compton stuff. So yeah, enjoy this last one. See you next time. I'm going to enjoy the sounds of the woodland and then head off home to the wife. Ciao for now. See you soon.